Assalamu alaikum. Bonjour. Konnichiwa. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Ken at 10. How are you today? Hope you're doing well. Here we are, Wednesday after the bank holiday. If you haven't been here before, welcome along, and thanks for coming to you. If you've come back again, this is Ken at 10. We broadcast daily. We're in southwest London, SW16 Norbury to be precise, which is nestled snugly between Streatham and Croydon. And it's a lovely part of the world with lovely people. You should join us. Come buy something or rent something here, or invest in something here indeed. So I hope you're doing well today. We talk about property news every day, and today is no exception, and weather and everything else really going on. As far as the weather's concerned, here in SW16, it is grey and overcast. Lovely bright morning this morning, though. A little bit warmer, and the heavy winds of yesterday seem to have gone away, which is great news. In terms of the stamp duty deadline, as you can see behind me, 57 days is all that's left of the deadline. So if you're in the middle of a transaction trying to get it through, then you need to dot all those I's, cross all those T's, make sure you're doing everything you can because time is running out. If you're thinking of selling and wondering if you can meet the deadline, probably not, is the honest answer. Many will tell you, yeah, it's going to be easy. It's really not. It's tight. It's possible if you have a cash buyer. Certainly, one of the things that we're advising, if people really want to meet it, we have auctions, and the last auction comes up at the end of this month. And if you jump in there, we can virtually guarantee that you will have a sale completed before the end of the stamp duty deadline, which a lot of people are looking for. So if you need that help, we're here for you. Back on to property news now. Let's look at what's going on. By the way, just released our podcast with the unbelievably great Michael Stephen Day. He's one of the industry stalwarts that everybody loves. He's a giant of the industry, actually. And he's a great guy, both in personality and stature. And we had a great chat about all things property, chewing the cud about COVID, the stamp duty deadline, interest rates, you name it. It's all on there. So check out our latest podcast. If you look up Ken Hume's podcast, look for the little dog, and you'll see the episode is published live on there or on some of our social media links as well. I'll post a comment below this so you can see where it is as well. On to property news today. Right, let's see what's going on. BBC News says that March net borrowing breaks records. The Bank of England data shows that UK homeowners borrowed 11.8 billion more on mortgages than was repaid in March, with net borrowing the highest of any month since comparable data began to be collected in 1993. Andrew Mortlake of mortgage broker Coreco commented, "This mad March mortgage data highlights the frenzied rush of people trying to buy in the second half of last year and save thousands of pounds on stamp duty. But the celebrations may soon come to an end if the market cools off. We'll see." How long can the property market boom last? This is an article from the Eye. And it's quite interesting because it comes on the back of another article by Keepmoat, and each article contradicts itself. I'll let you make up your own mind. The Eye's Alice Keys looks at whether the UK's pandemic property boom is about to run out of steam. She points out that the stamp duty holiday, the most significant driver of house prices over the last few months, is winding down, and there are still fears that its withdrawal will cause a dip. And the honeymoon won't go on forever, says Guy Harrington, chief executive of lender Glenhawk. The longer the current unsustainable level of house price growth continues, the sharper and more painful the eventual correction will be. Meanwhile, Alex Hammond, director of consultancy Unlocking Property, says the timing of the government's mortgage guarantee scheme is welcome, as it should go some way towards counteracting the end of the stamp duty holiday, which I agree with, but I do think the stamp duty is the larger driver of the two. The other thing is, this is one by Keepmoat. Keepmoat says need to buy will support UK housing market. And they say changes to housing priorities in the wake of COVID will sustain the UK property market boom for years to come. This is according to Tim Beale, the chief executive of Keepmoat from the Financial Times. That's an interesting point, isn't it? Priorities have changed. People need to move. There's optimism around. The vaccine rollout's been fantastic. There are lots of reasons to be excited still. And the stamp duty, yes, it's going to come to an end. But £15,000, as Mike said in our podcast, quite rightly, shouldn't be the reason that you move home. That £15,000 in the scheme of a house move, in the hundreds of thousands, is a small percentage, which shouldn't be your major reason for moving. Your major reason should be really that it's the right time for you and maybe your family or your investment strategy or whatever it is for you. But it should be for reasons outside of the fact that there's a stamp duty deadline. Yes, there's a rush. And yes, if you were thinking of buying or selling in the near future, then of course it's a great time to bring that decision forward. But I do think that there is going to be a lot of stress around it as we get towards the end of this deadline. And many people will find that pressure just too much to cope with. And don't worry, the market will continue afterwards. There's still a bit of a discount. A bit less, I grant you. Between June and September, we have the second stamp duty deadline, and this will mean that you can save £2,500 on the average sale over 250,000. So, there's still some money to be had there, if not a great deal. Rightmove, a study, this is a recent one come out in the Eye from Rightmove. A study has shown that across the UK, property asking prices are at a record high of 327,797. Wow, it wasn't long ago that was 250. It's now 327,797, with 23% of properties selling within a week. The firm's Tim Bannister commented, to put yourself in the best possible position before you request a viewing, I'd recommend getting a mortgage in principle and being clear on what the final asking price you can offer is. Now, I disagree with that slightly. You might want to keep some of those cards a little bit closer to your chest. But if you're thinking of buying or selling, we're always here on hand for your advice. One of the things that we'll always do for you, we do a lot of, hello, Property Jungle. How are you guys? Nice to see you, Mike. Yeah, Mike Day is great, isn't he, guys? Yeah, I love Mike. It was a really good cast. And we also did a video. I'm just checking that out to see if we can put that live as well. But yeah, back to the property market. As far as that's concerned, I actually think that the market will be surprising people in the fact that it does sustain outside of these deadlines. We got deadline 1, deadline 2. That's most of the year anyway, frankly. And then on with next year, we've got all these major changes that are happening. And, it just makes such a difference to people. People are feeling a little bit more optimistic. And I do think we'll see a lot of moves happen in spite of the end of this deadline. That's certainly my hope. In terms of, talking about buying properties and people saying what you should do, what you shouldn't do. We do offer a property buying service where we'll help you find, give you an opinion, and negotiate the price on the property that you're buying for a fee. If you're selling through us, this is a free service that we just do. But if you're just buying and you want us to do that for you, we can negotiate hard for you, make sure you get the best possible deal. And I promise you, it's not about disclosing every penny you've got to make sure that you've got a maximum amount of money, because estate agents work for the buyers, the sellers, not the buyers, and therefore they will look to take every penny that you have to give to their vendors, because that is their job. So be very careful of that one. So that's it for today. I hope you're having a great day. We'll be back tomorrow with another Ken at 10. Until then, do check out the podcast. I'll put the links below, and have a fantastic day. Stay safe and well. Look after your family and friends. Speak to you soon.